Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Live united.
Vivimos juntos.
We live united.
We live united. I live united.
Hello and welcome to Live United, a show that explores how people like you, businesses, and nonprofits are all working together to create greater change for a stronger community. I'm your host, Milton Little. You are going to love today's show. Why? Because I'm going to help you put more money in your pocket. And you'll also learn about some really cool tools that will teach you how to manage all that extra cash. So let's jump into it right now with our first guest, Olivia B. Alston. Olivia is a community engagement manager at United Way of Greater Atlanta. And as part of her role, she manages our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, or VITA program. And that program is helping working families in Greater Atlanta bring home more than $16 million in tax refunds. And that's what we will be talking with Olivia about today. So thank you, Olivia, for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
You know, some of our viewers are new to watching the show, and they haven't watched in the previous years when we talked about the VITA program. So maybe tell people, what is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program?
Absolutely. VITA is an IRS initiative that was actually started over 40 years ago. It's a national initiative, and it was initially started with the concept of providing free tax preparation for the community, as well as giving college students hands-on experience. So they're able to get hands-on experience while providing a great service for the community. So over the years, that's really grown, and it's grown to be, there's sites all over the nation. Every place you go in the United States, you can find a VITA site. Here in Atlanta, we have approximately 30 public sites with about 500 volunteers helping folks to prepare taxes free of charge. VITA volunteers are trained. There's heavy IRS oversight, so the IRS is deeply involved, but they choose to use community partners to carry out this important work and this valuable service to the community.
So let me ask you a question. So why should I, as somebody who needs their tax prepared, really trust a volunteer? I mean, shouldn't I go someplace else and pay the kind of money that that really suggests to me that I'm getting somebody really trained and ready to do this work?
Great question. When people hear volunteer, they sometimes get a little nervous because they say, oh, a volunteer is going to prepare my taxes. But again, it's heavy IRS oversight. All of our volunteers are required to be trained and certified. They have to pass a training test with an 80% or better each year. So every year they come back to volunteer with us, they're required to go through this certification process and this training that the IRS created. So it's a very smart and safe way, not to mention it's free. So anything's free is a great deal if you're getting quality service. And using VITA volunteers to prepare your taxes is a very smart, safe, and good way to have your taxes prepared.
Now, who are the people that qualify for VITA?
People that qualify for VITA are people that earn roughly $53,000 or less, but they are anyone. They're small business owners, they're teachers, they are your next door neighbor, they are the people that watch our children. And we do more than just your simple kind of very basic tax return. We do Schedule Cs, which is your business return. We do people that have a small amount of rental income. We do, of course, the Affordable Care Act and all the things that are new and great with that initiative. So we do many returns. So anyone, roughly, there are a few things that we consider out of scope for VITA.
Such as?
Such as someone that has business expenses above $10,000.
Okay.
So we would not be able to do their return. Someone that has a very complicated return with many schedules. There are things of that nature that we would not do. We'd consider that out of scope, and we would ask them to go to a paid preparer. But by and large, most people that earn that $53 income range really $53,000, yes, are really qualified to go to a VITA site and have a trained, certified volunteer prepare their taxes for them.
And again, you emphasize free, because if I go to a commercial preparer, I'm going to be paying probably a few $100s, isn't that right?
Yes, you're probably going to be paying about $400.
Okay.
We estimate that the average VITA customer, if they were to go to a paid preparer, would have to pay about $400. And you think about $400 for a person that maybe earns $20,000 a year, that's significant, especially when the service is available free of charge.
Absolutely. You know, there's the idea, and maybe it's, you know, the way my mother raised me and used to scold me. She said every time I got $1, I couldn't wait to spend it. You know, I mean, we're talking about refunds going into the hands of people. You know, are they just, what do they do with it? Are they ready to spend it? Are they saving it? Are they paying important bills? Just what happens when somebody gets that refund?
Well, we find that our VITA customers, and really most people that work hard for their money, do not end up spending their refund on something frivolous. We find that people pay off debt with that money, they establish an emergency fund with that money, they plan for their future, maybe start a college fund for their children, they purchase cars with that money. They really use it to be smart and plan for your future. VITA tax prep is more than just a transaction. It's more than just, I'm going to go get my taxes done and that's it. It really is, and the IRS and United Way is very committed to this, it being about financial education and really creating a nest egg or a safe place for you with these large refunds that people receive.
So as part of financial education, does that mean somebody's going to talk to me about options for what I could use this refund for? What's the financial education piece all about?
Some of our VITA sites are located in nonprofit organizations or community-based organizations that do that kind of financial education work. So they have a relationship with these individuals throughout the year. They're likely attending financial education classes throughout the year, and they're talking about tax prep and let's prepare for tax season. When you get your tax refund, what are you going to do? How are you going to plan for that? So that absolutely happens at many of our VITA sites. We also have individuals that come visit VITA sites. So you're a captive audience. You're there, you're waiting to have your taxes prepared.